Shed After Dark. Come on in, sit down, have a smoke, and get spooked with us.
Hey,
I
I've
don't
reached
know
a
if this-
5-stream watch streak.
Ayo!
Oh yeah, I should probably watch this.
So, yeah, I have,
Wait,
before we get started,
people watch the show?
sorry for the lateness of this, and sorry for us not getting back. Hey, King Bob, what's up? Thank you for the 1 bit. We have not been reading stories lately just because we've had a lot going on in personal life, and we've had to, like, dance around some stuff, and we wanted to finish something, and then we had a whole project, and we had to throw it out, and it became a whole thing. Anyway, today, the fact that I hate rich people has been reinforced.
It should be.
I am very tired because I had to deal with a rich person today. And I am fucking wiped out from it. And it was, I'm not even joking you, it was like maybe a 6-minute interaction. So, there was a tree by the edge of my property that I had to take down today.
Still there?
Yeah, sorry, I got a random sound cue that played, and I don't know why.
It might have been the squeak of my microphone.
No, it was definitely like the noise for the like a bit dropping. But anyway. So like I was by the road buzzing up this tree, and this full-blown like Cadillac pulls up to me, like a really nice Cadillac, and I see the guy like waving me over. So I'm like, what the fuck is... Because he drove past me really slow initially. So, and he was watching me cut the thing, so I'm like, I swear to God, if this is some guy who has some fucking comment on the way that I'm cutting this, the chainsaw's going through his windshield. But...
Whoa.
But, dude, this is... I had a morning that was very frustrating, so I'm already like, oh my God. But, so, what happened was he's like, hey, is there anywhere to get gas? I peep his license plate, definitely Massachusetts. Dressed very nicely, so I'm assuming, like, Western Mass, like, very regal Western Mass. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, man, not in this town. And he goes, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm just like, yeah, no, the closest gas station would be going back to... And I gave him the name of the next town over. And he's like, I just fucking came from there. I gotta go back? And I go... Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you could go to the... And then I gave him the town on the other side. And I'm like, but that's like an extra 5 miles. And he's like, dude, I'm on empty. And I'm just like, yeah, no, Alton's your best bet then. That's one of the towns. And he's like, do you have any you can give me? Not can I buy some. Not can I buy some. Give me. And I go, no, all I have is chainsaw fuel. And he goes, well, give me some of that then. And I go, no, you can't put that in your engine. Like, it'll actually fuck up your car. And he's just like, all right, well, you seem to know your way around this place. Can I park my car in your driveway and you can take care of that?
No.
And I was like, dude, I'm in the middle of working. No, go back to Alton. And he's like, I'm on empty, dude. What am I supposed to do? I just came from there, and now I gotta drive back? And at that point, I was like, if you just came from Alton, why the fuck didn't you get gas when you were in Alton when you inevitably drove past a strip where they have 4 fucking gas stations within a mile of each other? And at that point, he's like, whatever, and he just took off. And I'm just like,
Sorry, this is an aside. Just the voice that you gave him.
That's what he sounded like.
I am just now picturing Peter Griffin in a Cadillac, trying to get you to give him gas.
I've been imagining Peter Griffin, but dressed as Doug Dimmadome.
So Teddy is way closer to how this guy looked at. Not as fat as Peter Griffin. Terrible fucking spray tan. Like genuinely, this is the type of guy.
Dimmadome. It was a rich person thing. That's what it was.
Yeah, it was borderline Doug Dimmadome without the cowboy hat and the mustache. But like,
listen, I was gonna say I don't understand how he was running on empty with 10 gallons on his head, but you know, there you go.
So yeah, anyway, it was one of those moments where I watched him leave, and the cherry on top of the situation is he had a Trump sticker on the back of his car.
Of course.
And as I watched him leave, as I watched him leave, I was just like, man, I really wish I sent him down like just an insanely inconvenient road. Like, get your giggle out of the way. There's a road in my town called Beehole Road. I'm not joking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Laughing? No, who's
That
laughing?
That one really got Teddy. But yeah, it's like fucking 15 miles long, and I'm pretty sure at one point it does a fucking loop-de-loop. That's how wild it is.
Yeah, that's about as far up as the scope could go, and then you need to like swallow a pill.
Yeah, you hit prostate lane at that point. Anyway, everybody, welcome back to Party Shed After Dark, where we talk about rich people driving in anuses. So we have a story tonight. Plumbo, do you have a story that you wanted to do as well, or are we doing the
Yes, it is it's I believe I sent it to you.
Yes, I remember you sent me something. I didn't know if that was the one you wanted to do specifically.
Yeah, is part 1 of the story that I told last time.
Okay, cool. I will have to set that up when the
I can
time
just
comes.
Yeah, let me send you the link just so you don't have to go searching for it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, shoot me that, and then like when we'll do that story after. But
Yep.
our first story tonight comes from No Sleep. We have a No Sleep story. We're gonna get there eventually. It does not include an indestructible pedophile, so there's a good chance No Sleep will take it down. That's a Creepcast joke. I can't fully lean into that, but unfortunately, that is like kind of a thing.
I was gonna say, where did that come from?
Yeah, so No Sleep has a tendency to take down really well-written stuff because in my opinion, we're not just gonna immediately rip on No Sleep, but like in my opinion, they're very anti-creative. All their creepypastas have to follow like a certain formula. And for some reason, that formula regularly involves, like, monsters that are also pedophiles. And they have no problem with a plethora of those stories. But, like, stories that are actually tremendously well-written actually regularly get shit on there and, like, deleted by mods.
I'm just gonna say, if I have pre-screened this story, but if I hadn't, I'd be having some concerns right about now. But
this one's
read.
safe. So I read. So this story is the Butternut Bakery does not sell human flesh. Posted by user Nicknock246. He
also goes by Samuel Singer.
Yes, Samuel. So Samuel Singer is the character in the story. As to
okay.
Yeah, because of No Sleep's bullshit.
What?
So this is a part of a larger collection called I think it's the Peculiar Town of Habitsville, and it actually has one of my favorite stories that we might get to at some point on After Dark called 3 Days 30 Years Ago. The only reason I didn't pull that one is because it's kind of long. Like that would have to be a full episode. But yes. So we're gonna start with that, and then we have one Plumbo. If you do, you want to intro yours when we get to it, or do you just want to give people a heads up?
When we get to it, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I just want to go into. I always like to go into like a little detail about the stories we give.
Oh, hit it, yeah.
We already mentioned by Nicknock246. We did actually. I want to point out we did actually try to get in touch with Nicknock because No Sleep has like this you're supposed to get permission kind of policy for it. Could not get a hold of him, unfortunately, or them, I should say, I guess. But
yeah, it might be
also
dead.
appears like I hope not, because it does seem like the last that anyone's heard of him was from 2 years ago. I did think that I found something more recent at first, but it turned out to be an AO3 story that was, I guess, tagged with one of his short stories.
Oh, interesting.
Either you know what AO3 is or you don't. I'm not going to explain that to you.
Yeah, not off the. I mean, I might know what it is, but I don't off the top of my head.
Yeah.
It's probably one of those things where if it was said, I'd be like, oh, okay. So
I found out about it recently, and I'm not happy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Suffice it to say, that story was not by him or them. But yeah. This is actually, I think, of all the stories we've told, this might be the most recent. It's only it's only
6
about
years
6
ago.
years old. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think this one is the most recent out of all the ones we've done so far. I'm excited to get into this one. We're a little late, so like let's get started on that.
Yep. I'll stop dilly dallying. Just gonna get some water.
Yep. This was actually the
Yeah.
first story I ever read by this author, and I absolutely fell in love with his style or their style.
Nice. I think it is his. I just want him to be careful.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. The Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh. It's good to be home. After the frankly insane events of the past month or so, there's nothing like setting back into the comfortable life of a small-town newspaper reporter. Except, of course, if that small town is Habitsville. We're prone to the strange here, through no fault of our own. Bizarre things just seem to happen, and just like clockwork, they're happening again. It came to me by word of mouth, but as far as I can tell, it started with a sign. I walked by the bakery myself just to be sure, and there it was, hanging in the window. It was a small, white, plain, but the words on it stood out in an unnatural way. Like I should have missed the phrase when I was walking by, but instead found that it commanded my absolute attention.
The Butternut
The
Bakery
Butternut
does
Bake-
not
Oh, you
serve
wanted
human flesh.
An odd sort of laugh rose to my throat when I actually saw it, because up until that point, I thought Heather had lost her mind. Heather is my primary coworker at Habitsville Gazette. We're good friends and often talk about everything from our pieces for the paper to what shows we're binging on Netflix. I know her pretty well, which is why it was strange when she suddenly said something extremely out of character mid-conversation. She's been talking about her parents coming to visit from a few towns over, and how cautious they always were when they came to Habitsville, as visitors often are. We were packing up our things for the day before we went home, when she said,
My parents should be here Thursday, which is way too soon. The apartment's a mess and too small to fit all of us anyway. The Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh. But how do you tell your parents that they should get a hotel outside of town?
I asked her what she meant, but as you might be able to guess, she had no idea what I was talking about. I even repeated the phrase back to her, but not a hint of recognition appeared in her eyes. I went home, and after a while I forgot about it, but then I heard it again. Stepping outside of my house for work the following morning, I spotted my mailman, Phil, putting a few envelopes into my mailbox. I waved to him, said good morning, and like any polite person, he answered.
Good morning! The Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh.
He held a smile as though he hadn't said anything strange, and cheerfully moved on to my neighbor's mailbox. I, however, was deeply confused. It felt like some sort of prank, though I had no idea who would orchestrate it, and why. I heard it again later that day. In fact, I heard it 17 different times. Some people repeated it, some only said it once. I even have a transcript from an interview I was supposed to be doing with an old woman who just turned 102, where there, right in the middle of a sentence about her great-grandkids, was the phrase, the Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh. I hadn't heard it when she said it, but it was there, typed out in my notes. So there I was, clocked out early on a Tuesday afternoon, just so I could stand in front of this bakery. I was bewildered, but not just because of the phrase, though that was bizarre on its own. I've lived in Habitsville my entire life, and not once have I heard of a place called the Butternut Bakery. And yet, after an afternoon spent wandering the streets of my own hometown, I found a new shop right there in the middle of the main strip. It's a small building, but not so small that I would miss it. The building itself had an inviting burnt orange color, and the yellow lights inside made the entire place look warm and enticing. The smell of baked goods drifted out over the pavement to where I stood on the other side of the street, fighting the overwhelming urge to go inside. Because there was the sign, wasn't there?
The Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh.
It seemed like such an odd thing for a bakery to have to clarify. Maybe it was some sort of fun reference to Sweeney Todd? It's not exactly an appetizing allusion to make to potential customers, but there was something about the sign. Something about the phrase. It was like the more that I had heard or read it, the less odd it seemed.
The
Butternut
Butternut
Bakery.
Bakery does not serve human
Not heard.
flesh.
Of course it doesn't. No bakeries do or should. It's just good advertising to make that fact clear.
Okay. Before we continue, like, is this reading almost like an anglerfish? Like,
How do you mean?
like in the sense that, like, every way he's describing this, which, by the way, I love the description of, like, it has a burnt orange color on the outside, and inside it has these yellow lights that just make it look warm and enticing. And then, like, just, you could smell these amazing pastries through, but then there's this one thing, like, commanding your attention visually. Like, it reads this like an anglerfish to me, almost. Like, I don't know. I love the way that's written. I really love the way that's written.
I personally imagine it is a bit that has gotten way out of hand. Like someone was just talking, and as they were talking, the Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh. But you know, they just sentences just come out sometimes as they're talking, you know. And then they like made it like it was no big deal, and people were like, well, maybe maybe if he's saying it, maybe I should be like, are other people saying it? And then like other people like who were stupid like started started with the bit because they don't understand it's a bit.
Like
and
it's
then
a
the bit
mass
got out of hand.
hysteria without the hysteria.
Yeah.
Like, what's it? Trying to think of what it's called. Collective psychosis, I think is the term.
Yeah. That, I kind of love that, actually. That actually makes that a little spookier.
It's just a bit that got out of hand.
It's just a prank, bro.
You know how many bits I have that have gotten out of hand?
I mean, this was 6 years ago. It was it's just a prank era.
Ask
this-
Malos.
Yeah.
Somebody ask Malos what my favorite color is. He'll have an aneurysm.
That's amazing. All right.
Sorry,
so
continue.
where were we?
No, we're good. Let's see. I didn't see anyone walk in or out of the bakery for around 15 minutes, though plenty of people walked down the sidewalk. It was strange. Even the window shoppers that were strolling from display to display didn't bother to stop at the bakery. It was a late afternoon, when someone might want to grab a snack or a late lunch, but no one gave it a second look. They didn't even seem to notice the smell, which was becoming more distracting by the second. My stomach began to growl as I caught another nostrilful.
So, real quick before you continue, someone in my house is making baked goods right now, and I totally didn't plan that, but it's really fucking with me.
Damn it.
Anyway, sorry, go on.
No, it's weird. Someone in my house is also baking something. It's even more strange because I live alone.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait. Oh, alright, let's go.
Alrighty. And then, I saw someone emerge from the bakery. I had to squint, and it was hard to recognize him outside of his uniform, but I could tell it was Phil, my mailman. He stepped out of the bakery, holding a small bag, and immediately began to walk down the sidewalk. I crossed the street and approached, walking behind him.
Phil!
I called out in a friendly manner. Oddly, he didn't respond. I thought perhaps he didn't hear me, so I walked faster until I was beside him.
Phil!
At the second call of his name, Phil stopped and turned to look at me. He smiled when he recognized me.
Oh, Mr. Singer! Funny running into you here.
Though his tone would suggest that we were having a normal run-in on the street. It was anything but the sort. There were markings drawn on his face, as though he was about to have some sort of cosmetic surgery. There were long strips drawn around his cheeks, and I could see some ink was peeking out from the circle that marked his ear. But as it turned out, that wasn't the oddest part of Phil's appearance. I had thought it was just his bag that had been dripping, something dark trailing from the door of the bakery to where we stood now. But since we had stilled, the trickle only came faster. It began to pool in a puddle around our feet. It wasn't hard to miss the source. Framed by the frayed edges of the shirt he wore, I could see that there was a large chunk of flesh missing from Phil's shoulder. Not like he had a bad wound that needed to be sewn up. There was nothing to sew. It was a scoop out of his body, and I could see the tip of his shoulder bones poking out where they connected at the socket.
That's so vile. I love it.
I didn't know what to say. There was no trace of pain on his face. There was no signal that he even knew that he was walking around with. And oddly enough, no one on the street seemed to notice either. I had a brief rush of fear as I considered perhaps I had lost my own sanity. Then he said it.
I've just picked up a bit of a treat for myself. The Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh. I've just finished my route for the day.
He unraveled the folded up opening to his bag and held it out to me.
Would you like to try?
I tore my eyes away from the gory wound on his torso and instead peered into his bag. In the bottom, as innocent as it could be, was a medium-sized pastry. It was a pocket style, crimped around the edges, no doubt with some sort of filling inside. My stomach was turning violently now, and I just shook my head at Phil.
Suit yourself. This is the second time I've been this week. It's terrible for my diet, but it's just so good,
He said with a chuckle.
The Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh. I'll see you tomorrow morning, then.
With that, he turned and continued down the pavement, walking with a limp I'd never known him to have before. I walked to the front of the bakery. Despite the warm glow coming from the inside, the windows were not well suited for a display. The glass had some sort of coating on it, and although I could see the light shining through and dark shapes moving around inside, I couldn't make anything out.
Oh, dude, I'd be so fucked in this situation because, like, I immediately I'd be like, I have to know. Like, I love the visual of this, like, almost like dark frosted glass with this, like, amber light coming out of it, and all you can kind of see is, like, the vague silhouettes. Like, dude, that is tickling something in the horror part of my brain that I absolutely
Something's
love.
going on in there.
I would look at it and ask, what the is wrong with all of you people? Why are we here? Let's leave.
Agreed. Personally, I would run the other direction.
Like the inclusion of the shadows has me being like, okay, I know I shouldn't, but also, like, I have to know.
Someone's in there. They're doing something.
Like there's you
Someone
can
knows
see,
about it.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's like there's something like I don't know how to explain it, but like fuck, I love the way that's written. That gave me like a bit of a chill. All right.
I was so focused on seeing inside that I didn't notice when someone had opened the door. The small bell at the top jingled, and I looked up. It was Heather. I lurched forward and grabbed her by the hand. She flinched in shock and then half laughed.
Sam! God, you scared me. The Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh. Are you going inside?
She motioned into the open doorway, and I looked inside. It's difficult to describe what I saw inside the Butternut Bakery, mostly because the inside, seen with the naked eye, was strangely similar to the view through the glass.
Fucking love that.
There was this hazy film over everything, and only two certain sights could be gleaned. The bright yellow light, and the dark shadows moving around in the back.
You shouldn't go in there, Heather.
I said, thinking about Phil's monstrous wound.
I know this sounds crazy. I know.
I took a deep breath, then said,
But I think the Butternut Bakery is serving human flesh.
or at least, that's what I meant to say. I could hear the words as they came from my lips, though they were not the ones that I had chosen at all. I said,
but I think the Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh.
I stood there, horrified. Heather furrowed her brow at me, one foot still on the doorstep of the building.
Yeah, Sam, I know. You told me before. The Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh. I think it's great.
I blinked.
I told you before?
The fear that was rising within me was quickly turning to panic. I had thought Heather had been the first one to say the phrase to me only a few days before, and never did I think I had said it back to her.
What? When you mentioned it a few days ago?
Her frown deepened.
You've been talking about the bakery for over a month, Sam. I have? I mean, it's not much of a discussion. You pretty much say the same thing every time.
Oh, sorry. She leaned back out of the door and pointed to a sign that hung in the window.
The Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh.
As I stood there, spiraling, Heather looked down at my hand, which was still clasped firmly on her wrist.
Now, if you excuse me, you're being weird and I'm hungry.
This shook me from my daze. I couldn't let what happened to Phil happen to Heather. I pulled hard on her wrist, and she took another step towards the interior of the bakery. I tried to warn her, tried to say,
I just saw my mailman come out of there with a huge piece of his body missing. Just missing, Heather! You can't go in there. I don't know what's going on, but it's dangerous.
That's what I tried to say. But deep down, I knew what was going to come out.
The Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh. The Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh. The Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh. The Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh.
I pulled Heather even harder, and she fought back with as much force as she could. The shadows in the back of the bakery were moving faster now, even buzzing around the edges. Each were vibrating violently with some unseen energy. The yellow glow of the lights burned brighter, so bright I had to squint. I thought of the blood trail I had seen drip from Phil's shoulder, the exposed bones and ligaments peeking through the mangled skin, the butcher lines drawn on his face, and I pulled with all my might. Heather lost her footing. We fell backwards, one on top of the other, hard on the pavement. The door she had pulled open slammed, as though sucked back like a vacuum. When it did, the bell at the top jingled violently, and the entire building jumped with the force of the closure. And it was that flinch, that slammed door, that made the sign fall from the window. I saw the words, "The Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh," one last time, in plain black text on a white background. Then I blinked, and it was gone. Not just the fallen sign, the entire building was gone. People were walking by us now as though they hadn't seen what had happened. Instead, they only gave us odd looks and stepped over our bodies. I sat up and looked around. The main street of Habitsville was just as I had always known it, before I had heard that phrase. The one, "I don't dare speak again."
Dude!
And that is the phrase that I will speak again to give the title, "The Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh."
I fucking love this guy as an author. Oh my god. Like,
So-
Okay, so what the fuck?
Also, apologies to anyone who isn't subbed. Apparently, we entered an ad break like as we were ending.
Shit. So I think it was more interesting before the building disappeared.
That's,
Like,
you know
once
what?
the
I
building
kind of
disappeared,
agree.
it became okay, there is an external entity that is causing a problem.
That is kind of the
Well,
eternal
up in-
issue with cosmic horror. It's like the more you know about the threat, the less scary it becomes.
Yeah, because like before
But you can't just
that,
end it because then it's all building to nothing. It's kind of like a paradox.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it could have ended on like him just continually screaming, "The Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh. The Butternut Bakery does not." Like it's him just screaming that in the middle of the streets, or something like that, right?
I really love the idea of like.
And
Sorry, go
if
on.
this was, yeah, sorry, just where my brain's at, real quick, just to run through this.
Yeah.
Like if this was like a video thing, I could see them like easily like as they're panning out as he's screaming it, and that's the cut, and then it's like, okay, is this a town-wide psychosis? Is this his psychosis? Is this actually happening? Is it not happening? There's so many more questions. It's so much scarier at that point. But if you tell me, no, he just resisted the urge, closed a door, and everything was fine, I mean...
So if I had to... If I had to write the end of this story my way, I like the idea of the sign falling off the window and that like yellow-orange light like turning off. And then like he gets away from it and he looks back and it's just like an abandoned building or something. Like I don't know how I feel about it just being an empty lot, but like I love the something of the image of the yellow light with just like kind of silhouettes moving against it like the way old cartoons would depict. I love that, dude. The fucking the butcher lines drawn on the dude's face, like fuck, that's so good. Like I like how little we get with that.
Yes, but I don't know, it just, the dismount kind of fell flat for me. Not to say that this was a bad story at all.
No.
Just compared to the
where
rest
it started
of it,
versus where it ended up, yeah.
Not even where it ended up, because like towards the end is great, and then it was just those last couple of paragraphs that just kind of like jingled violently, kind of took me out of it.
Yeah,
I didn't really know like. I didn't really know how to read that one, like, and make it effective.
So, Alicia, what were your thoughts? What did you think of the story?
I think I agree with Teddy, honestly.
Oh, yeah?
In terms of the end, I don't like the end as much. I do like the proposed ending that you thought of, though. Like, I think that would make a little bit more sense to me. And I think it would also make it a lot creepier.
Yeah,
because
like,
I feel I
Oh,
agree.
go on.
I feel
Sorry.
like the whole just like empty space is just a little off, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
So, Plumbo, do you think this is a mimetic thing?
Explain.
Like if you had to try and pin down what that is, I know the point is the unknown, I get that. If you had to try and like pin that down, what would you think? Because like my brain keeps going back to that word anglerfish. Or I guess two words,
honestly, I see where you're going with that. I would kind of liken it maybe more to like a predatory plant kind of deal.
Oh, like a fly trap or something like that, or like one of the what are they, the jugs or whatever they're called.
Yeah, I kind of a plant that will like secrete a pheromone that like smells like rotting flesh, or something that like a fly would want to like land on and eat, only to then become the prey itself.
So there was a line in here, right when he starts talking to Heather. Where is it? Let me find it real quick. But all I think he was saying, he was trying to say like, don't go in there. I feel this is bad. I'm worried that they're selling human flesh. But it changed it to, but I think the Butternut Bakery does not serve human flesh. So this thing is actively censoring people. So do you think every time that phrase comes up, these people are trying to warn each other, but something is kind of like overriding it? Because like the moment you read that, I was like, the idea of trying to warn someone about this, and then just having that part of your brain be told like, no, like being like real time censored or edited almost, like that freaked me out a little more in like the context of like you don't get the free will to say this.
There's actually, oddly enough, there's a similar concept in the Metal Gear franchise. There's a group of interests called I believe they're called the Patriots, in universe, but
Okay.
they have, I can't remember if it's a pathogen or just nanomachines, but they've made it so that certain people cannot mention them by name, and that is how they keep their secrets. Like anytime any one of these people tries to say the Patriots, all that comes out is the Lalilulelo.
That's all. I love that they didn't even try to make it something more like that would blend in. They're just like, no, we're gonna make you sound
Well,
silly.
it's
for
because
calling it
I mean the franchise it originates in Japan, and that's like going through like that's how the hiragana alphabet goes through like all of like the consonants, like
okay. I'm actually just
Yariruredo,
making.
Pakiku Keiko.
Oh,
I'm
so
just
it'd be like
making
as
fun of the
if
core of
for
their
us,
language.
so it'd be like for us if we were to be like, just say ABCD.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the ABCDEs.
Like that, in my
Okay.
opinion, that's equally as silly. Like,
But it
I
just
love that,
sounds
though.
like the person is speaking gibberish.
Yeah, like if I just came running up to you and I was like, face, ABCDE is coming. What the fuck does that mean?
I'd be confused.
Yeah, and
John
by the
Q.
time
Citizen
you
is after me.
understand, and by the time you understand what I'm saying, we're already dead.
Yeah, like I actually, you know what? I guess like the sillier it is, or like the more nonsensical it is, there is that added bonus of like the other person that they're interacting with having to try and figure it out. Like
He
it's
is
like a
Arnie.
mental stun gun essentially.
Kind of a good segue into our second story.
Yeah, accidentally. I totally didn't do that on purpose. All right, hold on.
No, it's like I was planning to, while you're bringing this up, I just want to bring I want to first off, for those who weren't here when I read the story Introductory Antiemetics, this is part of the same fictional, I guess, universe. It's part of the SCP Foundation consortium, I guess, of fiction. And this group of stories is by user who goes by Quantum. You can read these stories, and I recommend you do, either on the SCP website or on their personal website, qntm.org. They should have, I believe, links to the book where you can get it in print, which is an updated version that's kind of divorced from the SCP lore, but I actually have the original version in print. It's very good.
It is having. I'm getting your link up now. It is having a bitch of a time loading.
All right. Well, in the meantime, I will read the primer for the there is no Antiemetics division group of
Okay, yeah.
stories.
I'm gonna just take a moment and get this like aligned.
An anti-meme is an idea with self-censoring properties. An idea which, by its intrinsic nature, discourages or prevents people from spreading it. Anti-memes are real. Think of any piece of information which you wouldn't share with anybody, like passwords, taboos, dirty secrets, or any piece of information which would be difficult to share even if you tried. Complex equations, very boring passages of text, large blocks of random numbers, and dreams. But anomalous anti-memes are another matter entirely. How do you contain something you can't record or remember? How do you fight a war against an enemy with effortless, perfect camouflage when you can never even know that you're at war? Welcome to the Antiemetics Division. No, this is not your first day.
I love that.
Huh.
All right, well, we're almost set up here.
Yep.
Yeah, I can see you're having a time on stream.
Yeah, I just like I don't want something ridiculous popping up, like especially like there's like an ad down here that I'm trying to hide because
Yeah.
I don't want like yeah, you're not paying us for that, so fuck you.
Well, you don't want to get trade in your Toyota.
Look, until Toyota fucking pays me, their cars are the shits.
Valid.
You pay me enough money, I'll say Toyota's good. Until then, they're fucking garbage.
I mean,
Kinda-
mine's barely holding on, but
Tino is not.
Yeah,
a good,
Alicia's barely holding on. Get her a better
Listen.
car, Toyota.
I mean, my car has almost 239,000 miles on it, and it's still kicking. So,
Damn.
yeah.
So this is last time I was allowed to choose a story. I chose the story Introductory Antiemetics, which is the second of 5 parts. In the first part of Quantum Story, there is no Antiemetics division. This is We Need to Talk About 55, which is the first part.
This almost fits.
So-
I'm working on it. Sorry.
The last one was the one, just for memory's sake. The last one was the one where the guy was slowly losing his mind, and he had to make a update in the computer, and found out like there were 1,000 other people who had like already died to this creature.
Yes.
Yes.
Where he was
Yes.
he was pursued by an entity that called itself Alistair Gray that was actively devouring his memories.
All right,
Yes,
we are
and there
ready
were
to
other
rock.
people
This
who
is
have
the
already
most
been through
fitted
it.
I can get this.
Well, enjoy the stretch.
Oh, this is meant to be an audio format anyway.
Yeah, exactly. No, and I mean, I have been told there are people who genuinely do like reading along with us, but sorry guys, not everything's formatted perfectly. Anyway,
Well, while you're reading in the background to Palumbo's wonderful voice, why not
Hit the
do a
plug.
tarot reading or something? Hit the plug.
With your gay anime tarot cards, right, Teddy?
Who has gay anime tarot cards? I don't know what you're talking about. It's
you brought it
manga
up.
tarot cards.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm uncultured.
Yeah, there's no fucking TV show to go along with this.
You don't know that.
hey, with the art style on those, like no bullshit, I'd watch it.
Fuck you. There is. The gay tarot anime is JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Stardust Crusaders. Fuck you.
Yeah, but that's not connected to the fucking, what's it called? The Mystical Manga Tarot deck, mini deck by Ran and Barbara Moore. So what?
love that. It's like just the whitest names.
I was-
made the
I-
manga tarot
Yeah, Barbara Moore?
I wasn't gonna say anything, but because like I was like, okay, one of those names could be, but like then he got to Barbara, and I was like, okay.
This is a middle-aged white woman from Ohio.
This
I-
is like
actually, I
a Japanese
wanna
man she's
Google-
like keeping in her basement.
I gotta Google Barbara Moore. Hold on. Sorry, we'll
Draw
start in a
me
second.
hot anime boys.
Barbara Moore.
All right, we'll do
Only hot
that.
Boys can sustain me.
The first Barbara Moore that comes
no.
up.
Just doxing this woman.
No, it's
Yeah,
a.
don't reveal
no,
any personal details of these
This
people,
is
please.
this is the first. When you search Barbara Moore, the first thing that comes up is Barbara Moore, a model who's 57 years old.
Good for her.
Yeah, you know, all right. The story's not like tremendously long. We might go a little
No.
over time, but that's okay.
Alrighty.
right.
So we need to talk about 55, and actually, you start this one off.
I found her Instagram.
Can I smoke?
This time, the receptionist narrows her eyes at Marion.
No.
She says,
No. You can't smoke anywhere on Site 200. Just because it's an administration building does not mean we have lungs. Wait, does not mean we don't have lungs.
Yeah,
Or
it's
labor law.
it's not that anomalous.
I know, for half a second I was like, what? I was like, damn, this story is off like a shot!
Marion notices the exasperation on the young woman's face.
I've asked you before, haven't I?
Wait, Marion, is this the guy from last time?
This is Marion Wheeler. She is, yes, she's from the last,
Oh, right. Well, I gave her like an insane man's voice last
You
time
did.
too.
You made the same snap judgment last time, and it stuck.
I
Guys,
guess
found her
so.
Instagram.
Hey,
found
you
Barbara
know,
Moore's
some women have
Instagram.
deep voices. It's okay.
That's true. We stand altos.
I've asked you before, haven't I?
Twice in the last quarter hour.
The receptionist says.
You must really need a smoke.
She's genuinely puzzled at the repeated question, and she's doing a bad job concealing her puzzlement.
You think this is like Memento, don't you?
Marion offers charitably.
You think I have no long-term memory, and if I stay in one place too long, I forget why I'm there.
The receptionist is only just old enough to remember that film.
I guess.
Marion smiles sympathetically and shakes her head. It's nothing so simple. Minutes pass. She toys obsessively with her lighter. She's turning 50 this year and slowly graying. Well on her way out of the petite towards little old lady. In her bag, her phone beeps because it's time for a pill, but she tells it to remind her later. There's a slight tremble in her fingers, but that's not age-based infirmity. It's just ordinary nerves. She's nervous because... Go ahead.
Sorry, just saying, is it? That's all.
Oh.
Continue.
She's nervous because she's here to meet an 05, and 05s are scary. 05s never want to see you for a small thing. It's end of the world or nothing. Finally, 40 minutes late, the door to the inner office opens. 4 or 5 high-ranked Foundationers spill out, carrying laptops or briefcases. As a group, they head straight past reception, out to cars which are waiting. Marion recognizes a few of the faces. Site 19 site director, head recruiter for Western Europe. None of them glance in her direction. Once they're gone, 058's assistant pokes his head around the corner. He's 20-something, improbably youthful, like a teenager stuffed into one of his dad's business shirts. His haircut is barely regulation. In one hand, he holds a tablet computer showing his boss's day planner. It's packed. The man evidently does not sleep.
Marion? You can come through now.
It's gonna be hilarious given what happens next.
Oh, awesome.
Boy.
The office door closes behind them with an unusually heavy mechanical clunk, as if the whole thing is part of a machine built into the office walls. While Marion takes the indicated chair and sets her bag down, the assistant turns and does some confusing additional things to the door, causing it to make several further strange noises. 05s have non-trivial privacy and security requirements. The office is spacious, but somehow contrives to be dark despite 2 big corners of window and broad daylight outside. The walls are all bookshelves and dark wood paneling. Perfectly stylish, but a style from the 90s. A little worn, and yet old enough to be fashionable again. As for the fellow behind the desk, well, an 05 never looks like you imagine. Marion takes a deep breath.
So, what's the topic? All I got was the meeting invitation. No agenda or subject. I mean, N05 says jump. You jump, but...
Looking to her right, she notices that the assistant, without saying anything or making any undue noise, has set his tablet down on the table, produced a gun, and aimed it at her head. Marion stops talking. She sits still in her chair for a little while, absorbing the change of pace, letting her heart rate rise to a hummingbird's and then start to flatten again.
Okay.
She hazards. She licks her lips and grips the armrests, otherwise staying perfectly still. waiting for another prompt. The assistant's face is totally neutral now, like this is just how meetings go. Maybe it is for people up here.
Who are you?
This is 058 asks her.
Oh, it's the 05. Okay.
This
I thought-
could be his voice. Who knows?
No, I already have that as the assistant. It's fine. Who are you?
058 asks her. Marion blinks.
What? Oh, God. Let me rephrase.
058 says.
Marion Whaler, 49, with a loving husband and 2 boys in tow. Likes camping, hiking, and ornithology. Boring mother with perfect, airtight background and financials, as far back as we can examine. And you've got full foundation credentials, which we've never issued, including access to a list of installations and rooms which some of these locations don't exist, or were torn down decades ago. At least one hasn't even been built yet. Yet, you've got the front door key to it. That's before we get to your SCP access control lists, which I can only term as egregious.
This is still him.
Same speaker.
Okay, thank you. I've never seen a break like that, so I was confused. Alright. So you're a spy, and your objectives are misaligned with ours, and Clay wanted to cut the Z3 loose on you. Or, I guess XI3, whatever.
I believe it's Zai, but I could be wrong.
Xi3 loose on you. But I was able to bring him around. I talked him into a face-to-face. And though what? Oh. And though... What?
I thought.
Okay, yeah, I don't know where my dyslexia really fought me on that one.
I thought there was a slim chance that you were locked. That if we locked you in a bomb-proof room and asked politely, you'd have the good sense to spare yourself the rest.
Marion has long since stopped listening.
You dullard.
She says now she can finally speak.
I'm your chief of Antiemetics.
I'm just making her voice deeper.
We don't have an anti-memetic.
Yourself.
This is the
Oh,
assistant.
fuck, we don't have an anti-memetics division.
Clay says.
Yes, you do. We do.
058 says.
We have a memetics division. A
Yeah, sorry, man.
telecontainment.
You got the
I know
the
that
rough
I'm
end on this
getting
one.
hit with all the SCP lingo.
We have a memetics division, a telecontainment division, fire services, Ops A, Ops B, personnel, D personnel, and 2 dozen others. We do not have an anti-memetics division. Do we have an irony division?
Marion asks. She hesitates, hopefully.
No. All right, we'll try this. Why do you think the anti-memetics division would not show up in the listing?
It's just a clever story.
Clay says to 058, not taking his eyes off Marion.
It's a good one, but she's had it worked out in advance.
Clay, lose the peace.
Grudgingly, Clay does so. Marion relaxes fractionally.
There are SCPs with dangerous memetic properties.
She says.
There are contagious concepts which require containment just like any physical threat. They get inside your head and they ride your mind to reach other minds, right? Alright.
058 says. He could name a score of SCPs fitting this description without even thinking.
There are SCPs with anti-memetic properties.
Marion goes on.
There are ideas which cannot be spread. There are entities and phenomena which harvest and consume information, practically information about themselves. You take a Polaroid photo of one, it'll never develop. You write a description down with a pen on paper and hand it to someone, but what you've written turns out to be hieroglyphs, and nobody can understand them, not even you. You can look directly at one, and it won't even be invisible, but you'll still perceive nothing there. Dreams you can't hold on to, and secrets you can never share, and lies, and living conspiracies.
Fuck, that's metal. That goes hard as fuck. Sorry.
It's conceptual subculture. The ideas of consuming other ideas, sometimes segments of reality, sometimes people, which makes them a threat. That's all there is to it, really. Anti-memes are dangerous. We don't understand them, therefore they are part of the problem. Hence my division. We can do the sideways thinking that's needed to combat something which can literally eat you. Which can literally eat your combat training. Sorry, my dyslexia is playing fucking
You're
hell
good. You're
with
good.
me tonight.
Again, you're taking the brunt of this one.
Yeah,
So.
no, which is fine because you did the brunt of the last one.
058 stares back at her for a long moment. Clay fidgets, disliking and distrusting the story, but the 05 seems more open to the concept.
Name one.
He says.
Name an anti-memetic SCP.
SCP-055.
Marion says promptly.
There is
no SCP-055.
Clay retorts.
Again, yes, there is.
Marion says.
There is an
Clay asserts.
SCP numbers aren't assigned sequentially. Dude, we know. They aren't assigned sequentially. There are gaps. That number hasn't been assigned yet. It's not superstition. We have enough to be concerned about without arbitrary numerical mysticism. It's a fucking insane word to say in that voice. We have SCP-666 and SCP-013, or 13, yeah, 013, that's what that is. But there is no SCP-00, oh my god, 001. I'll be so real. Above the story, my autism smiled so much at that. And there is no SCP-055.
Did you notice that they're all hyperlinks?
I did, so... Look.
So 001 has been created.
Yeah, no, we just looked at it, Teddy.
Yeah.
It's not there, unfortunately. It's just a dead page.
Fuck you. Fuck you. I quit. This is the end. Lacing up
All
my
right,
boots.
good night, everybody.
Clay.
058 says.
Is there a picture, like a canon picture of 058? I want to see what he looks like.
There have been actually a couple adaptations of this story. I don't know if I should show them to you on the stream. That like streaming things on Twitch is kind of a gray area, but I'll send it to you afterwards.
I googled it.
For those viewing, I highly recommend you watch it out.
Yeah.
You check it out too. It's by I think the channel is called Dust.
So, according to one depiction, this is also a woman.
I don't know if I've seen that one.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at another one from r/SCP, and like the voice I'm doing for this guy makes a little more sense.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Clay.
058 says.
Yeah.
You should look at this.
He turns his monitor so Clay can see the file that he has just retrieved. Clay bends over and reads it from top to bottom. Stunned, he scrolls back and reads it all a second time.
But
The file's dated from 2008.
058 says.
It's got all the right flags and signatures. It's keyed and coded. It's real.
you've seen this before?
Clay asks him.
How about in real quick?
Go ahead.
Just the thought of they're looking at all of this on a CRT monitor because it's still the early 2000s. Like no one has a flat screen, so he's just like
So-
turning that big fucking brick around. He's like, look
Trying
at this.
to remember when this was written. Let me find.
Because I know the a lot of stuff was around the very early 2000s as far as SCP
Well, this
entries.
is-
I
this
don't
is
know
also-
if this specifically.
This is
was
also
like that.
quite new. This is from 2015.
Oh, okay.
So
they
it's
had-
still
yeah.
it's a flat screen, but it's still a chunky ass flat screen.
It's not as though they are watching this on channel 3.
Yeah, it's not like a
Although-
Dell fucking space age computer.
Although I think that is kind of funny for like some of these SCP stories because they are so old. Like,
All right.
you know,
right.
you have to remember the technology of the day. compared
Yeah,
to what we have now.
exactly.
If I recall, one of the SCP, I forget which number, but one of them is like an advanced like sentient artificial intelligence that is
Oh.
trapped on like a tube computer.
It's hold on.
That's
I know which one this is. Hold on. I think it's 079.
That sounds right. It's one of the first series. That much. I
Yeah, so
remember.
it's stuck. It's like one of the most intelligent beings in the universe, but it's stuck on like an IBM.
That's amazing.
It's really
there's
fucking
some
funny.
very like the SCP Foundation is primarily like cosmic horror themed, I will say, but there is just some really like interesting like science fiction concepts like
Oh, yeah.
scattered throughout. Like one of them is, I think I mentioned last time, the vending machine that will vend any fluid that you type into its little console.
Who's
Yeah,
There's
but doesn't it
another-
like not come in a bottle or something?
I don't know, it gets dispensed into like one of those like styrofoam coffee cups.
Oh yes, that's what it was.
And then there's one where it's like a machine that like you put anything in the one end, and you can refine it, and it'll like and then whatever comes out and the other end will be like a very like fine-tuned version of whatever you put in the first end, doesn't matter what it is.
I can't
There's
wait till we
another one
get
that
in.
is just a toaster that can only be referred to in the first person.
That's amazing.
The article
There's
is called "I Am a Toaster."
There's a fantastic.
Think of it,
there's
there's
like
probably an SCP for it. Yeah, that's true, PJ. And people are still adding them. I think
Yeah,
we're
no,
on
they're
like
still-
the
they're still very new.
9,000 series now.
yeah.
Jesus.
Just look up the tickle monster and just be real happy.
Maybe
that's
put
one-
Safe Search on first.
At hand, though.
Yeah, I can't wait till we get into Dr. Bright at some point. That's all I'm gonna say.
Let's talk about that off stream.
Oh, is there some bullshit?
Yes. Short
Are
answer,
you-
yes.
Fucking serious? God damn it. All right. Where was I?
Never in my life.
058 says.
As far as I can remember, anyway. On the other hand, if the content is accurate, both of us have probably seen it dozens of times.
Clay glares at Marion.
This isn't possible.
Marion nearly spits.
Oh, for Christ's sake, Clay, how long have you been working here? But if this SCP is this powerful, yes.
He begins.
Who wrote the files? Or who wrote
The
the
05
files?
finishes.
God damn, sorry, I'm so tired.
No, it's fine.
And for what? And for that matter, how was the interview conducted? And who is Bartholomew Hughes? And more importantly, how do you, Miss Wheeler, retain the knowledge of any of this?
Bartholomew Hughes wrote the file. He's dead.
Marion says.
What happened to him?
You don't want to know.
There is a very long pause while both 058 and his assistant react to this. In fact, they pass through a long, discrete sequence of reactions. Indignation at the seeming rudeness, confusion at Wheeler's incaution in front of sinister superiors, surprise at the magnitude of the claim, pure disbelief, comprehension, and finally, horror.
What
058 asks carefully.
would happen if we did know?
It would happen to you as well.
Marion says, levelly.
As for the rest of your questions, we managed to pharmaceutically. We managed that pharmaceutically. You know, we have A-class amnestics. For people who very badly need to forget things? Of course you do. Who could forget about A-class amnestics? Well, in the Antiemetics, we have a different pill. For people who need to remember things that would be otherwise impossible to remember. Monestics. Class W... That's hysterical. Class W, X, Y, and Z. Same Greek root as the word... mnemonic? Mnemonic.
Yeah.
Oh, the M is silent.
The M is silent, otherwise you get monestics, and it grows a little fedora on top of it.
God damn it.
In her bag, her phone beeps again. With a nod of approval from the 05, Marion reaches into her bag and turns off her phone, acknowledging the prompt this time instead of postponing it. She pulls a blister pack from another pocket and pops a pill out. It's hexagonal and green. She holds it up and is satisfied to see a flicker of recognition on 058's face. He's beginning to put it back together. Marion says,
These are Class W monastics. The weak, suitable for continual use. Oh, the weakest, suitable for continual use. 2 pills per day. Go down to the site pharmacy and ask. The pharmacist will claim we don't stock any such thing. They're misremembering. Tell them to double check.
058 sighs.
And now, I think I get it. I see why we're having this conversation at all.
Yes.
Marion says, popping a second pill out and handing it over to him.
It's because you missed a dose. You're supposed to be on these, the same as me and everybody else on my staff. It's the only way we can work. You forgot to take a pill, and then when you forgot all the information that the pills were helping you retain. You forgot why you were taking them, who gave them to you, where you get more. You forgot about me and my entire department. And now I have to bring you up to speed.
And if I take this,
058 says.
I'll remember this whole conversation and we won't have to have it again.
Hopefully not.
Marion says. Clay pipes up.
Should I be taking those?
Sorry, kiddo.
058 says.
Need to know. Maybe when you're an 05 yourself.
He swallows the pill. Marion swallows hers too.
So, what is SCP-055?
Oh wait, 058 asks.
SCP-055 is nothing.
Marion says, now relaxing entirely.
SCP-055 is described in the file. A powerful information autosuppressor.
as far as experimentation has uncovered, it can only be defined in negative terms. We can only record what it isn't.
That's so cool. I love that.
We don't know what isn't. We know it isn't safe or Euclid. We know it isn't round or square or green or silver. We know it isn't stupid. And we know it isn't alone. But what we do know is that it's weak.
Wait, hold on. That immediately breaks the convention here.
Well, keep going.
Okay. It's weak because it's the only antimemetic agent in our possession, which has a physical entry in the files. We have paper records of the thing.
Oh, okay, I get what they're doing.
We have containment procedures. It's not safe, which means it's dangerous. But it's contained.
058 blinks.
You have procedures? Where?
Marion points at her head.
Then how many other anti-memes are there? How many more? How much? Wait.
Oh, this is what he's saying.
Yep.
Then how many other anti-memes are there? How much more dangerous do they get? 10 that I know of.
Marion says.
Statistically, probably at least 5 more that I don't know of. This does not count the antimemetic entities freely roaming the halls, nor under containment. There are at least 2 in this room with us right now. Don't look. I said don't look! It's pointless.
058 does an impressive job of controlling himself, keeping his attention focused on Marion. Clay doesn't fare so well, and quickly sweeps the whole room, even checking behind his back, making an ass of himself, essentially. He finds nothing. He looks baffled.
There is an invisible monster which follows me around, and it likes to eat my memories.
Marion explains, patiently.
SCP-4987.
Oh, that one's not hyperlinked.
Well, you're about to explain why.
Oh, yeah, literally. I'm about to explain it to me. So shut up, me.
Yeah, finish the sentence.
Yeah, don't look it up. It's not there. I've learned to manage with it. It's like a demanding pet. I produce tasty memories on purpose so it doesn't eat something more important, like my passwords or how I like to make my coffee. And what's the other one?
Clay asks. With another nod from 058, Marion goes to her back again. This time, she pulls out a gun and shoots Clay twice in the heart. More aghast than in pain, Clay collapses sharply against the bookcase behind him. Pulling his head around to face Marion, he manages...
How did you? No.
Marion stands, aims more carefully, and shoots him a third time. This time in the head. 058 does an impressive job of not reacting.
That's Clay's gun.
He deadpans.
You stole it from him. It's tricky to steal a firearm this heavy from someone without them noticing.
Marion explains, unloading it carefully and setting it down.
But stealing a firearm and then stealing their memory of the theft is a little easier. Like I said, a pet. Some pets are dumb enough that they can be trained.
Okay, that's fucking metal.
Before we continue,
Yeah.
I'd just like to point out, if we go back to the last time Clay is holding the gun, it never says he drops it, puts it down, or puts it away.
Oh yeah,
He's told to lose the piece, and then he does so.
he lost the piece.
Oh,
That's
amazing.
okay. I was gonna bitch about this guy's dialogue structure just a little bit, but like that's even too small of a nitpick for how good that fucking reveal is. Fucking very well done.
All right, still on you.
Yes,
058 says evenly.
that much I guessed, but why? Because you were supposed to be taking W-class Nestics.
Nestix. Marion says.
You can skip a dose of W-class Nestic.
Nope.
You can't skip a dose of W-class Nestic. I've tried. You can postpone a dose, but you can't forget unless someone actively prevents you from taking it. There's only one person who could get close enough to you to do that. And that's why. Then that's your assistant. And remember, I asked him how long he'd been working here. He didn't answer.
058 says.
I thought you were being rhetorical. He doesn't work here.
Marion says.
He's an anti-meme. Since when do you have an assistant? You don't have an assistant. Brent, look at this office. It's got one desk. You've got a receptionist outside. She's the one who screens your calls and secludes your meetings. Where does Clay
Schedule.
sit? Or schedule, sorry, yeah. Schedules your meetings. Where does Clay even sit? Where does he fit? Don't blame yourself. You're human. And that's a loaded line. And these things are...
Redaction
Redact-
incarnate.
Yeah, sorry. That was so hard to read, thank you. These things
Yeah.
are redaction incarnate. You need to think like a space alien to get around.
058 asks a question which, in any other workplace, would be absurd.
Is he dead? Maybe.
Marion says.
I can put his corpse out in our research queue, and we'll see what we see when we open him up. There's a duality here, though. They're like partial universes sharing the same space. It's conceptual versus concrete, figurative versus physical. It's very unusual for things to cross over. I don't know what Clay was, but he had a human body, which instantly makes him weird even by our standards. As ever, the search for stalemate continues. I will let you know if we get any closer. Any side effects of the pills?
058 asks.
Nausea, and a dramatically increased risk of pancreatic cancer,
Marion says.
and very bad dreams.
And that was
Fuck! That reveal was so
Damn.
good.
about 55 by Quantum.
Oh man, that reveal
add
was
into
so
the-
good.
Add into the reveal the craziness. I have a very linear thought structure when I'm reading books. I thought he was still holding the gun the entire time. I thought Clay was still holding the
At
gun.
no point did I even a thought of I saw lose the gun and my brain ditched the information of the gun.
Well, he said lose the gun, but it never said he put it somewhere.
Yeah.
So I was imagining he's still waving the gun around the whole time.
That's awesome.
So if we could, if you guys have, after we cut the stream, if you have another 15 minutes, highly recommend we stick around and watch the adaptation. It is, I just checked, it is by the channel Dust.
Okay.
It's it's a video adaptation of this story.
I'm down to watch that. Let me
Yeah.
drop this for now. Let me do the outro real quick because that does sound fun as hell. Thank you to everybody who viewed tonight. I always appreciate it when people hang around for the stories. I want to get back into this format. Maybe we'll pull up something spooky if we just have an off week or something like that. That, man, every time we read one of these, as much as I stumble through it, I'm having so much fun with the anti. Do we want to just keep going with the antiemetics for the second story each
So,
week? Because I have no problem.
If you're giving me the B slot each week, I'm gonna keep choosing these stories because I just like them a lot.
Yeah, no,
So-
it's not even the B slot. It's just like I figured I'd pick one, you pick one. Like I kind of just if we wanted, I do like the format of like grabbing like a random fun bite-sized creepypasta, followed by like the continuation of this story.
I do want to say I love how this like this format started as, oh, Teddy and Alicia are terrible with horror. We're gonna read horror stories and scare the shit out of them. And it's become like us just enjoying stories.
Just really
Now
well
it's
written shit.
welcome to Plumbo and Andrew's book club. You are here. You have no
Yeah.
choice.
Yo, it's just book club.
It's still hey, no dude, first of all, that's cuz I haven't broken out Pen Pal yet.
God.
I have some in the back pocket that I'm
Like for me like always scared me about the creepypastas I did read is some of them felt like they could potentially happen. A lot of the ones we've been reading are like way out there.
Yeah. I have not broken out Pen Pal yet. The
And
issue
we're still
the
in the
issue
realm
with Pen
of,
Pal
like-
is like in its entirety it's like 4 hours long, so we'd have to definitely do it in segments.
We're still kind of in the territory of like the things that Face are picking are more like ghost stories. The things I'm picking are more like science fiction. We haven't really delved into the realm of like daylight horror, which I think is what Teddy is talking about.
Yeah. There's one I've brought it up a couple times. And it is unfortunately in that vein of like could actually happen because it is that type of fucked. And like it's super well written. It is a deeply haunting story, but also because of the subject matter, I'm like I hesitate to bring that one up.
Fair enough.
If you're curious about what I'm talking about on your own, go look up Puppet Master's Regime. I'm warning you, it's fucked. It is like by no means am I like hell yeah subject matter. I just think it's incredibly well written.
My favorite Metallica song.
Yeah, like that one's really good. I'm trying to think of like another like could happen kind of one. My brain just goes to fucking Pen Pal, and I'm thinking it like next week we just read the first episode of that. Mothman. Alicia, what were your thoughts on that story? You've been quiet. Alicia.
I'm here. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Falling asleep.
My brain is having a hard time keeping up right now.
Okay, yeah, with that story I can understand. Like they threw a lot of vocabulary at you.
Yeah, that one hurt my brain a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's okay.
Well, it's like they say in the story. You got to think like a space alien to deal with these things.
Yeah. It also doesn't help. It also doesn't help that like and I'm no longer insulting this. This is not a critique. This is just because of the nature of what we're discussing with these things. They set up a convention and then immediately have to break it to explain it. Like
Yes.
but it's still the way they did it when they're talking about it being weak. I was like, what the fuck? But like the more I read it, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, I get what they're doing here.
I think I don't know, it's more interesting than it is scary. Like I like the idea behind like something that is like you're unable to share it, like
the Butternut Bakery, and it's whether or not it serves human flesh.
Yeah, Jerry's still out
Sure.
on that.
But yeah, I don't know. It's a very interesting concept. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun with this show. All right, so we're gonna wrap up here, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight. Plumbo, I'm gonna stay on the call because I do want to discuss that Dr. Bright thing. I know it's gonna ruin my day because I really liked that character, but like, god damn it, I'm so annoyed. Good night, everybody.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Kill your parents, Tracy.